Okay, let's go. Hey everybody, 3B's there, and this is the third and final part of the commentary about the Blast Sorcerer playthrough in normal mode by Brave Knight All. It took a finish yesterday, and this is actually going to be in two parts because there was a technical problem, so we have 30 minutes first and the rest in another video, but this is the same stream. Here we go. Let's fast forward to the actual action. A lot of mage equipment, pretty fitting, as we can say, and 3 unidentified to me screams that we can hope that at least one of them has usable enchantments. I would keep the dark matter. Yet again, I would have to check that, but I think that with this value it's in a tier 1, meaning that you can actually get some specific forge equipment with it, but not like it really be useful for sorcerers anyway, so it's not too bad. Deactivate my mouse. Sorry. Yeah, that's because ward gives off 5 defense. What is rage? Okay, some light and dark resistance. Actually, it's not too bad for doing Chaos Castle. Yeah, I think that having a little bit more intel is preferable. The Blast Sorceress is backing, and remember that due to the way that Blast is working, each time you increase your damage a little bit, it gets multiplied. So any intel boost is even more valuable when you're playing with Blast. That was a pretty nice arrangement. My ADHD brain is liking that. But anyway, so interestingly, now he does something that so the previous time he used 4 what is this, Goddess tier to have a ray of hope, and he's gonna do the same but with healing drop to get 1 healing water. This is something that saves up a lot of money, when you're doing it multiple times, and it's actually very nice. But me and my bad habits of multiplying money bags, I don't have the habit to do this. But that's actually a very good idea. I think doing one in water this way saves up 200 gold each time. Of course you have to do this before going to dungeon, but that's the only limit. For now this is still level 4, but for this finale we're gonna see some level 5 if I remember correctly. And we're also gonna see some magic shield at some point, but I don't remember if it's the cave or later. AFK moment. I don't know exactly still what is the correct positioning against a group of enemy to be able to avoid them. Because if you're too far, you're gonna lose some hit, because the tornado needs to multiply it hits before, because it has a duration. So whether it still has a duration, the better it is. But to properly spin on itself, you will have to be from a few feet from the enemy. I've said it before and I'm gonna say it again because that's also explains why this playthrough is so interesting to me, but I didn't need that much blast. Blaze is so easy to spam in normal mods that I always picture Blast to be for advanced mod, but that's actually packing. I already knew that the spell was scanning quadratically, but I didn't expect that so soon it will be this powerful. Just getting crushed over. With just a little bit of motion that would have been able to have the three of them. So even though it's already doing spectacular damage, that could be a little better, but I myself not know what is the positioning for Blast. It seems to kinda, when there's a group of enemies, it seems to spin on itself by going in a certain direction. So I believe if instead of being perpendicular to the group of enemies, you are slightly bent, because there's a direction, you could control where the tornado is spinning. Maybe. I'll have to test that. But anyway, even without doing that, it's doing wonders. At this point, the main problem of the sorcerers actually is more on the defensive side, which is also why going to magic shield at some point is a good idea. When you don't have damage SP, it's not very good because 1 minute would after magic shield would be enough to deplete all your SP if you're really spamming your attacks. Whereas when you are at high level, it's not that much of a problem, especially if you are goddess too. And by this point of the game, money is not really a problem anymore. Another trick to really get the benefit of blast is to cut short the enemy's movement speed by going to them, let them initiate an attack and avoid it. It's tricky to use, but that's they stop moving, and then the tornado can catch up to them. There's a few enemy in normal mode that can actually escape it when you don't stop it this way. And in advanced mods, since their enemies have increased movement speed, that would be a lot more enemies I would picture. But that's kind of the irony with mages anyway in this game, is to really have good offense, even with Blaze actually, because you really want to be able to have to navigate around the enemy, to have this line of sight when Blaze can pierce through multiple enemies. Despite being a mage and be able to fire from a distance, you actually want to be close to the enemy. Which is, I guess, also why the Sorceress has a magic shield. And here I was talking about magic shield. There it is. I don't remember if this one has a specific enchantment like useful on it. If you get really lucky, you can have some spellbook that have a diminished cost for charge attack, which I think that's also something you can have for other weapon, although I don't remember that. But you can have it with spellbook. I've had it. In fact, I've had it on a Blaze spell while I was starting to farm the cave. By the way, the SP cost reduction is even better in this game than in other game, because it can actually reach 0 and enables you to spam attacks of certain levels indefinitely. I think that with an enchantment and enchant ring, but I don't know if there's other kind of effect like that. You can spam its Blaze. You can spam level up to 3 indefinitely with that setup. I think there's a very specific spot that you have to be while launching grenade to actually brace this thing. It's been some time since I didn't do this kind of use grenade or mostly bombs stuff to get a special chest. You can get some good chest with these, but I know that well, not all of them can be activated. There's the one in the graveyard that you cannot activate in solo. You need the 4th ring absolutely because it's behind the wall. This is there. I didn't last time when I was doing my previous playthrough. I tried to search for this passage where there's 2 silver chests because I actually didn't know that it existed. So I got it from Brave Nido, and I wasn't able to remember which screen had it. Maybe someday I will. I'm curious about this magic shell enchantment. It's not something I remember from this stream. Okay, so being really really close to the enemy means that the tornado has he's not doing the best damage. I think he needs a little moving before being able to spin and redo its damage. Okay, disappeared into oblivion. Yeah, it needs like about 2 of the Sorceress sprites of distance to be able to respin, to come back to the enemy. That was very close. Yeah, they don't seem to have that much dexterity, so you're able to escape them. Oh, I saw. I didn't saw that with 1 HP. Would be fun to go to the boss with 1 HP and be able to defeat him. That's a stupid idea, though. It's just that. I think it's classy when you actually succeed. I mean, it's multiple orbs in a row, but there are better orbs than that. Especially the. So I think it's Mighty Orb that is a little better. That is giving you 15 intel. 15 intels. No, 50. That would be too much. 15. some higher variance that actually gives you a little bit of defense. And I think the best floor is the Wizard Orb that gives 25. The Dark Wizard and the Priestess have their own versions. The Dark Orb and the Holy Orb, they have their own hood and robe that goes with it, and this is an actual set. So dark, and I'm not sure that's the Holy set actually, because Holy set is also the name of the Rare set. Well, anyway, this is a video about the Sorceress. I know that her best hope is the Wizard, and after this golem, this is gonna be the boss. I don't remember that, but if the blast can actually pass through his body that doesn't have a hitbox, once he's resting him in, that's gonna be an easier fight. And I think it's pretty poetic to have a spinning enemy. You have a Beyblade Master defeated by a tornado. Well, tornadoes. Neither one of them. That can pass through its head at least. Okay, so apparently it can traverse the barrier. And yeah, that's what I was saying with Sorcerer's defense. It's actually not bad for level because she has proper equipment. Like this mage set is on level, but without magic shield, it doesn't have much defense when you compare that to not even like the Dragonaut and the Warrior, but even the Ninja and the Brother, the Archer, that have access to not medium armor. RIP. I don't know what's the relative speed of the people. I know that between the characters, the Dragonaut is the slowest. That's not the Sorceress. And I know that the Ninja and Jill Spy are the fastest. I don't remember which one is which after that. But I would picture that the Warrior, the Archer, and the Brawler have a higher speed than the magical casters. Oh, well, yeah, okay, so when the sprite is actually this big, this is better. This is fine to be close. So maybe that would be the case for larger normal enemies like dragons. Or I remember they are like not the giant, but the big golem that chops you at the glass castle. But I think that was exactly 1 pixel off to be able to escape. But that's something to keep in mind when you are against some bosses. The time that you do the little animation, attack animation to charge up your spell is slowing you down. It stops you in place once you're doing it. So that can screw you up sometimes. I'm always picturing, as an example, Robert on his pirate ship when he's doing his tornado attack that sucks you to his axe spinning. If you do an attack to charge your attack, you instantly go into him. Nice. Oh, so close. Yeah, you would see that the spell is scaling really well because it went up from level 4 to level 3. It lost not like half damage, but maybe close to 30-40%. And that's per hit. And because of the spell, it also has more duration per level. That's even more. Oh, I think I see the stuff that gives you 2 more rolls to your weapon. I don't know why you would have that. I'm always using 1 roll at most with Spellcaster because at least that enables you to have 1 version of each one of the 6 spells. But I don't know why you want to roll. I guess maybe if you are a physical damage, a physical attacker, you could have many weapons that are useful, especially if you're a warrior that has 3 types of weapon, maybe. But then navigate in it would actually become impractical. So I don't know, if anyone has actually used it, I would be curious to know it. Because I never pictured a situation when this is remotely good. But I see something of will. That's actually irrelevant because you would only have the 7 defense stuff once you are the book equipped. Plus 8. Yeah. So that's more defense and more intel, and that also saves up the fact that you have to keep the mage gloves on it, so maybe a more powerful orb will be equipped there. And I think I remember at some point that this is what happened. This is in a skill point you go to magic shield level 2 instantly, and I remember this is what happens. Shiny dress, part of the Clan of Times quest. With that sweet reward that is not the Clan of Times. Because it's not very good. Yeah, it's instant magic entry. level 2 magic shield. I don't remember how many defense the spell gives per level. You can check by just launching the spell and going back into your status, but I never remember. I think that the chance to block, because you have the physical shield that can block once the spell is on, I think that you have a chance to block of 5% per level. Which, by the way, if this is about that, you still have to determine whether the max is 35 or 40, because some skills are when you master them, they are not considered level 7 but level 8. Anyway. Okay. This is where we'll take the other video. So dungeon was just getting started, and actually that's reduced just after saving, going back, so we didn't lose anything. I cannot decide if my favorite dungeon music is the Goblin Fort because it's so nostalgic, or if it's this one. I also like the Giant Graveyard's one, but I think that I prefer the Goblin Fort kinda. The fact that this is considered a wall, but I'm pretty sure that in some other places, instead of being a wall, this kind of dark void is considered something that you can fire your spell through. Yeah, like this. The tornado was spinning over it. I'm pretty sure that by let me just go back just a second. It's going 10 seconds by 10 seconds. It's not very practical. If I think that if you position yourself there, you can barely be able to fire off at them. Because remember that this is a 2D game actually, that's kind of like Doom. It's like flattened out and expanded to give the impression that there is death. That's actually isometric 3D. That's why there's the paradox somehow. And that's why there you can actually fire off the ledges and the tornado can go. I still like to invest in that, but actually I would also love to see a Spark Sorceress, because Spark gives a lot of opportunity for hacking. Yeah, this is the sadness of breaking chest with a like a book. Did you know that when you have a higher level spellbook, they actually have more attack? For whatever reason. And this is Mario that I was talking about. That's stand but gives defense. So I believe this is the great old that gives 15 but not defense. I think that these brick walls are colored like wood, but actually through the floor you could eat. By being there, you could eat the enemies there. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. This void, you can fire through it somehow, but actually not all of it. So like part of it is a wall? Well, whatever. Yeah, this is what I was talking about before. Because of the paradox, you can fire through this like it was on the same level. Actually it is when you see the card. At least it wasn't a spark. I will have over one of the resistances. When you're in the position of the enemy, I believe you could actually be able to fire preemptively. I didn't put on the ancient tree. I don't remember if that happens. That's actually a very nice fight. Pretty much for any character, unless you're really set on doing mostly normal attack, which is not bad by itself. Like if you're a ninja or a warrior and you use mostly sword, this is actually does fun with by spamming normal attacks. So having something like the battering that increases attack speed, or the flash ring that you can get from the base that is the same, would be better than the ancient ring. But otherwise, for almost every character, this is a good option. Until, of course, you go into advanced mode and you have the most powerful version, the ancient charm, that does double the effect. Tornado against tornado. And you can see that the damage are in the 3rd digit per hit. I would like to sometimes compare the size of the blast that we have with the Sorceress to those of the enemy. I believe that use the exact same spell cutting in the game. I don't see why it would be different. And I didn't saw the RPs of the previous screen fire off. I'm guessing it should be level 3 in size. But yeah, there. The pirate's abuse. That's Gizmo stomach, yeah. I think it has far better value than 20 SP. Yes. Yeah, this does not decrease it by 1 per level. That would be too powerful. But this is that reduces the cost in total, meaning that if you have enough, if you lower the cost of your spell enough, this can be done for free. Well, I mean, I'm saying spell, but that's actually a charge attack. You can do the same with other weapon. Yeah, as I've said, at this point of the game, the damages are so good that chasing after at all costs after every point of your style arguably isn't worth it. Having more defense is also good, but you know, it's debatable more than one thing is better than the other. Whereas when you're in at lower level, it's good to have the best intel you can have, even if it means sacrificing defense. Okay, taking up some space. Actually, at this point you could ditch the pendant as well as the orb that is in the bank, because there's a better one already equipped. There's very few items at lower level that you actually keep for a long time anyway. The only exception to that are actually spell books. I think that if you have a lower level spellbook with a very good enchantment, that can be useful. Like imagine if you have a blaze spell at level 3 with a minus cost. So to stay true to the words of the game, that would be minus SP charge attack cost. I think that was that for the ancient ring. You can have the same enchantment on spellbooks, and even if it's at slower level, if it's enough, it's enough. So there's no need to always go for level 7 with your spellbook. That was a spellbook with a strength enchantment on it. Actually, when I was doing my summon archer, I got 2 books. One with plus 200% damage to undead, and the other one for flying enemies. And even if the actual attack given by the spellbook is close to none, because that I think that the max is not even 10 when you are at level 7, when you multiply your strength by 3, then it still does the work. But that's not the same as having a full point of strength. I believe the priestess and the dragonaut can reach that with the flail. I know that there are some of these like puzzle things that you can find in dungeons. There are some, just a few that they can reach with the flail, because it has the best attack range. Okay, nice. That can actually fire from that angle. And this is a rare drop. The Knight sets rare drop for the warrior that gives him plus 20% buff chance whenever he is equipped. Also, we never say it enough that this does not resemble a meat at all. For me, these are big frogs. Big frogs with boxing gloves. Even when you see the more detailed draw sprites in the game's manual, that doesn't change that. There we go. That's very long for silver chest. This is the clone. No herb in the inventory, so cannot do the wich. But when you're throwing... actually, I don't know if it works with healing drops. I didn't check, but at least it works with herb. If you throw an herb with the B charge command on your clone, it loses a huge portion of itself. I don't know what is the stuff behind it. So this is actually blessed. That's interesting. I would picture that it would use blaze. So maybe it uses the more advanced skill. It doesn't work like that for weapon. When I was doing my Dragonet Flay, so I think I didn't... I put maybe level 1 in an axe, but then everything else in Flail. Up to level 4, maybe 5 at this point. I don't know. And the clone still have the axe. But maybe it works differently from this one. For the spellcasters. The variance is pretty high. It was like up to 30 damage of difference between some hits. Maybe it's a difference between almost max variance and min variance, but still that's a lot. I'm pretty sure that damage variance is based on your damage actually. Like it's in percent. Yeah, I see. 100 and 132 there against the same enemy, and actually from the same spell. Yeah, there's even one that wasn't in the 3 digits. Oh, some of them can have 2 shots. Fireballs. I'm guessing that's enough. Goddess tier and healing drops. Actually, due to the way this boss is going, you have a lot of time to regen SP, especially with the spellcaster and with meditate. Which, by the way, I think it's still level 2. But another Win user. This playthrough made me realize that there are multiple bots that actually are Win users. Because there are the boss of the desert, Oswald. I mean, yeah, I guess that he's using his sword to, but still, because it's doing a tornado that goes in multiple directions. For me, that's a Win spell. You could treat it as some sort of martial art, but I don't know. That seems magic to me. Then there's this boss. Well, that's kind of the same thing because she's supposed to use feathers to attack. It's not really a spell, but if we change Wind magic user to Wind attacker, I guess, Wind based attack, damage dealer, we are not the boss. Because of, well, the one that is actually used the same spell as us blast is Death Arch in Mikhail's castle, which from what I remember with the size, I think he used level 5 in normal mode. Yeah, almost. I know that there is a spot from when you can, when she does the attack with feathers going everywhere. You stand there when she arrives, and then you move just a little bit towards her, and you can avoid her entire attack. But it's been too long, so I don't remember exactly where it is. I just remember you need to be facing her and move towards her just a little. Actually, I could pause just to see it. The only time that I need my mouse isn't responding. Well, I'm gonna get the next wave. There. Okay. So let's see. Let's put it very slow. There. Okay, so I think you have to be there, but your sprite shouldn't touching there, and then once those have gone off, you advance to avoid this one. It's very precise, but I know for a fact that you can entirely avoid this attack. Well, at least if you you stand about there, you are facing the risk of being hit by only one attack. But yeah, I think that's might be the worst boss to try to know it. Oh, that that was pretty clean. Just the last hit, one she launches off. Might be the mistress of the sky, but not the mistress of the wind. Yeah, it's kind of taking forever without a proper weapon. Yes, darkness, darkness, darkness. Let's go to the volcano. Actually, for the volcano, it's not that great to have a freeze sorceress. There's not that many. There are many monsters in the volcano that are resistant to fire, but not that many that are susceptible to ice. Whereas for the cave, yeah, almost everyone is susceptible to fire. You can exchange the China dress against the Gabas for the counter times if you're a completionist. Doesn't matter much, unless again you really want to complete everything. Or you're doing retro achievements. I think that having the counter times is one of the retro achievements. I'm guessing with this cement we're doing some ray of hope, which is actually nice now because this is with this much SP you're actually the point where it's useful. You can also throw them with a B charge attack, but it requires a little bit of aim. It's a pity that you cannot just dump multiple of them at the same time, and then with one prey you have like 4 ray of hope. Yeah. I'm the kind of idiot that search logic when it shouldn't be, but where is this dude going when it's time to go to sleep or eat? Because the temple does seem to have only one room, unless he feeds on the mystical energy of the universe, like in Kung Fu Panda. Anyway, let's go for the volcano. So those like fire gizmos that I don't remember the name of, I think it's volcanic ash. They are susceptible to ice. Outside of that, I think there's a dragon as well. There's a fire dragon after. And maybe the worms as well. But those Cerberus, for example, they're not susceptible to ice. Maybe the salamanders as well. Oh, that felt good. Actually being able to kill an enemy from a distance. Still only level 4. it went in the wrong direction, but... First fight against Jill Spy. I'm not really sure what's going on with his eyes, by the way, because on the portrait it seems to be entirely red, whereas if you look at the character sprite, it seems to be like only the pupils that are red, and he has eyes otherwise. Like a white of eyes. One HP. Oh, pretty epic to be able to succeed. Okay, never mind. That would have been. Yeah, I don't really like this arena. The fact that it's so small that it can chase you up by being this fast is really annoying. I'm not sure if he has even more speed in advanced mode, but he's pretty fast anyway. I was about to say put everything into Intel for better damage. Oh, bonus strength? I didn't saw any equipment that requires it. But well, it's true that after the volcano we'll might have some better equipment. I think that mage is the highest though. I know that there's an even a higher version called Mystic, but I think it doesn't drop in the Chaos Castle in normal mode. Yeah, this dude is a menace. It's difficult to avoid. So what you want to do actually is to have him like do a straight motion like that. You're there and you just slide a little. Basically, what you're doing is that, like kind of a narrow motion, like this. Yeah, he's going straight like that, and you're just going sideways just a little. Because if you're doing too much when you are changing directions, he will face you, and then its attack will connect. But basically, he's annoying. Yeah, at least he's not that resistant. Because imagine if it was also an HP sack, that would have been bad. This is okay. I don't know why it doesn't spin there, but well. Those worm, they are they might be the only enemy I think for which the game's manual sprite is vastly different. They actually are terrifying in the manual, vastly different from there. Because you actually see all their body. Well, technically you see all their body when they attack, but the time is too short. Yeah, they have a high defense, so let's check out some shots. Yeah, volcanic ash. I was aware of that. Well, I don't think that the Holy Grail in fire will cause too much trouble with that damage output. So the job cost 100, so I might have been actually going to the Temple of Light for it. Water saves up 400 gold. Well, anyway, it saves gold, that doesn't matter. No matter the amount. Like, not choosing money is not choosing money. Yeah, so he's too fast as well. See, when you're not close with it, like what I was talking about previously, he's only taking one hit from blast. Whereas if you let him get close to you and stick and not move, he's taking multiple shots. And that was a pinpoint use of the healing item at the exact moment for not die. Second just when he's T-posing. Well, not exactly T-posing, but posing like some kind of mighty sorcerer. I have the power. It's actually easier in this version of the fight, because there are those moments when he attacks with it's not darkness, demon breath, and you can actually charge up your attack there. Yeah, it went faster. saying I challenge you to a duel like that. I guess this is why those guys are called the Chaos Knights. So I didn't feel that, but this is a terrible skill. That would have been that could have been a skill, I guess. Because this dude is not supposed to be a dark wizard like the secret character that we have. He's actually an alchemist, which is another Shining Force class. It said in the intro of the game. Alchemist is a genuine class. He uses rod and demon breath, but that's the only thing that it has in common with a dark wizard. Actually, in Shining Force, what I remember, the alchemist class of Geospy is an advanced class of the base wizard class. I guess the map depends on the game though. But there's something like that. So I guess that would be, if we were to give him a proper skill like of its own class, that would be Steel Rod and Demon Red because it uses them. Then we'll have Meditate because that's a spellcaster. It will need a summon skill because that's what it does. And then a fifth skill would be his kind of teleports. And that gives 3 other skills. I don't know what it could be. Well, I guess some kind of skill that gives a normal attack and an HP drain would be okay. Because it's supposed to be, I mean, Armand is half vampire, but the Geospy is supposed to be the same, but with even like pure blood ancestry. Oh, level 6. Not the max, but that's a very nice find. Slightly only, because I think that after this fight you have access to a level 6 spell in the shops. And you never have access to a level 7 spell in the shop unless it's in the bottom like rare items. It's not always easy to know where which wall you can get close to evade its attack when he's attacking from his left hand. Yeah. Okay, round 2, let's see how this goes. There we go. He was about halfway through, so that was pretty good damage. Aha. Shining Warrior, it says, because that's Shining Soul. Yeah, the name of the series is Saga of Shining Force. Each one of installment of the series there's supposed to be some sort of shining force which differs each time, but you know it's the hero's power to defeat the evil, basically. That's why he's talking about it. Enough to have meditate, but it would be better to wait to have blast level 5, I guess. Yeah, and having access to level 6. Noble, I don't remember if there's a set about that. It's actually nice to have a blaze of power, I guess. I don't remember if you can have more than 10 of a specific resistance as an shown on your weapon. On to the last dungeon. Such a range. I'm going to get them off screen. I don't know if it works though, because if you're going too far from the enemy, they don't chase you. They despawn and respawn when you get close again, but they respawn with all their HP back. interesting. I remember that it only gives a little bit of defense, yeah. It's not very interesting. For multiple characters, if you want to increase your capabilities, I actually think that's an item that's better to have the shield ring that increases block chance, which applies to the sorceress if using magic shield, applies to the ninja while using the wood block shield, and applies to the wizard if you are giving a bone shield or higher values, and of course to the dragon and the warrior because they can use a good shield. They really have high physical defense for blast to drop off from them. Enough skill point for blast level 5. It's not so much about technically kills castle, it's just kill enemies fast or you're gonna get owned. Level 7. So you can already drop in Chaos Castle. Maybe a rip, barely knows. Mystic, okay, yeah, that's the higher variant of Mage. The full Mage set was like 6 intel. So is the Mystic 8 or more? It's not very good if you only have the base parts of the set. It's just the set bonus is a nice addition if you already have some good variants with enchantment, some variants with good enchantment requirements. An Angela talking to an Angela. Malice. Yeah. I don't know why fire raises the malice. I don't know the reasoning behind that, but maybe it's a mistranslation from Japanese though. It happens for the parts of the game. Or not just some mistranslation, but some translation without taking the other into consideration. That's why you have I don't remember if it's the I think it's the flail, but you have two two pieces of equipment that one is part of a set and the other is not and is entirely different, and the two of them are called holy stuff, so I believe it's holy flame, but I might be wrong. Also, one is a drop and the other is forged. But if it's not that the explanation, then I still don't get it. I don't know why fire res would be malice. Yeah. I mean, that fire res is not very useful. Also, are these cows fairy? Because I think there's 4 types of them instead of just 3. When I'm farming for the cows right now, I'm not doing the cows castle anymore. I'm going to the what's it called? Forbidden Dungeon. Mystic Roll, okay. Sets coming on. Just the hood left. Without enchantment, I doubt that will do with it. Especially since there's a nice +6 silk hat with a lot of will. Yeah, at this point gold is not a problem anymore. You could just forget about it, as long as you have enough items for the 2 remaining bosses. They thought it counts. But especially cows, more about having a huge lot of eating item than anything. There's a few starter scan points available. Might be just before death out. Nice level 7. And this time it's for yeah, it's better when you when you start like that to spin rapidly with the D-pad. Gloves, but with an enchantment. Still not the set, but close, close. Although you have to be pretty good to defeat the mining hole. I could get an enchantment with plus 12 or plus 16 into elements. Already depleted his SP. They only have enough to fire off 2 to 3 times. Okay. Blast level 5. Still need the spellbook for that. Half and half. Yeah, okay. So actually I don't know why there was an investment into strength. Maybe it was just to speed up a little bit the chest opening. It's really something when you're on these spellbooks. Well, yet again, might be close to my money in this game, but I would have gone to Angela instead. That's a nice enchantment, not gonna lie. Not really worth it now, I think. Well, actually, the defense boost, arguable, yet again. At this point, you really fight for having balance between offense and defense. Yeah, just missing the hood. You can actually go to... Maybe that's what will be going on. Oh, it's not Mystic. But if there were the Mystic hood in the shop, the set bonus could be checked right away. Okay. Well, you could argue that it's fine to keep some spellbook at lower levels, as when they're enough, they actually decrease your SP consumption compared to always upcasting the spells by passively charging every time. like always your spells. Oh, 3 times in a row, 4 times in a row. Managed to escape 5 times in a row. Managed to escape the spikes 6 times. They actually do damage if you run on time. And I think we can also poison these ones. Okay, 8 times, but can't do it. So there, I remember that there is I'm always going there where the 2 flying dudes spawns. Actually, you can go where on the right when there's the dragon and pass on a secret passage on the left. That saves you for, well, you have to fight a dragon. That saves you from hitting the volcanic tiles. You can see that the damage are vastly different. The previous dragon, which was even a lower volume than this one, so probably even more difference. He took what, 60, I think, from level 4 blast, and then level 5 with a little more damage, but not that much. Almost double damage. Automatic. Yeah, that's the name of this automatic family. What are the other ones? I believe there's this screen, another one when it's searching for my English, when it's a bridge, and then that's the boss. I think that the distance needed for the tornado to travel freely before being able to respin to attack against an enemy is dependent on the, like, basically more when you're upcasting it, you're increasing the range of the spell. That I'm sure of, but I think that also increased the range for the tornado to be able to respin. Ah, this is the... Oh, whoa. I totally forgot your spell. Anyway, with this amount of HP, it's gonna be difficult.
'Cause I don't know. I think that the distance needed for the tornado to travel freely before being able to respin to attack against an enemy is dependent on the, like, basically more when you're upcasting it, you're increasing the range of the spell. That I'm sure of, but I think that also increased the range for the tornado to be able to respin.
Ah, I think that will be able, both from the road and from demon breath. But at least it's a little more open than in a volcano. It's nice. I think that actually the fact that he summons is costing him. If you're paying attention, unless there's like 4 summons on the battlefield, it's not that much of a problem to avoid them. Yeah, these damage. Oh, down. Blast is such a boss killer. That's incredible. Oh, you have been defeated, right? Yeah. I like how he says, "Oh, I didn't think for a second that it would end there." Yeah, not like we defeated you 2 times before that. Anyway. Nah, it's nothing to do with those scopes. You cannot even teabag it. A little before the box. Yeah, that's the final bridge. There are gonna be a few fairies. Okay, that's not the... Well, I cannot remember my Chaos Castle for my life today, whatever. Yeah, so if you break this, you have 1 Mithril, 1 Shulkin, and 1 Dark Matter of the exact value for being tier 2. And if you not break the egg, and with the same save file, you go into advanced mode of a bird, a giant bird with 3 heads, probably inspired by the final boss of Shining Sea, which is the great demon lord that is present in other games as well. And each time you defeat him, he gives all of the food. But if you break the egg, you do not have, well, you do not have eggs after, but you also don't have the boss in advanced mode. I will do at some point to check the size of the blast that just Spike does against our. I think it's yeah, don't recognize you. You're doing like 5 times your previous sound. Yeah, due to Z parallax, it's more difficult if you try to be yeah, I think that's the same size as using Polo 5. Yeah, due to Z parallax, it's better to have a pin to the top of the arena. This way you will never be behind him when he has a larger hitbox, Z parallax and everything. I think that there you could actually release blast just before loading his attack. Okay, maybe not. That's exactly what happened with the being He's getting up too fast for the blast to fully be effective. Just have to find it. Oh, also, I wonder what it's the bad side of tackling these Death Art with the blast spell is that you're gonna differentiate your attack from his unless you're paying extra attention to that. Nothing really interesting. I guess the char. How many? No, that's only 1 point of defense. It's not worth it for this amount. at level 5 you can travel so long, for so long that you can go in if it does a full pattern of attack. I think that's the one, going in diagonal all the time. Yeah, I think that's the one where it was done. So that's terrifying. He really has a huge attack. Okay, there we go. So, story's almost done for the mama. There's only cows left. But I think that there's a few attempts after that. But cows is never defeated. Yes, exactly. And there's nothing really interesting with inventory because it has been done just before Jill Spy. So actually this is the effective end of the original stream. Just want to point out a little thing of the dialogue that I really like about Jill Spy. So this is his portrait, monstrous and everything, as a master of the Chaos Knights. So he's repenting, saying, "Oh, I'm sorry for what I did, but I was blinded and everything." And you see on the final one, he get back his original portrait. I think that's very cute and that's very well done. Maybe just a last drop to check to see if it's something interesting. Probably an identifier then. The gloves. Anyway, that would have been the hood. That could have been cool, but well. So yeah, that's the effective end of the stream. Shout out to Brave Night Owl for the original stream in 3 parts. Originally that was supposed to be a Blaze Sorceress play classic, but at some point it became a Blast Sorceress instead, and that was very cool. It's something fresh that myself and a lot of other people, for what I saw on the forum, we spam Blaze all the way and forgot about Blast. But at level 1 or 2 it might be inferior. Starting from level 3 onwards, the power is incredible. And I was pleasantly surprised to see that it was this much. So thank you for watching. If you would consider subscribing to Brave Night Owl for his future stream, or he does a lot of other games as well, so check him out if you're curious. But anyway, I will see you next time for another commented playthrough or playthrough of mine. Thank you for watching.